The New York Post says that the president has finally gone over the top. His insinuations that former Congressman Joe Scarborough murdered or played some part in the murder of a former office aide led the New York Post to report you gave the press something to talk about, and trust me, Mr. President, you did not look like the bigger man. Can't that one?
Yeah, actually, that allegation's been around forever. The problem with Joe Scarborough is he makes those kind of statements about the president all the time. So if you got that skeleton in your closet, and it is a skeleton, it was investigated, it will be investigated more, and it will be talked about by the press. If you have that, if you're in a glass house, don't be throwing those rocks.
Well, with Twitter, and that actually didn't get the Twitter response that it was fake, even though the girl's parents sent a letter asking that they pull it or not do it. Look, he's supposed to be president of the United States. When he puts his fingers on scales, they move. Now, I don't think they move the way they could because he puts his fingers on every scale that he can find. But when he talks about people like Joe Scarborough and this that happened, 20 years ago now? Am I right about that?
Yeah,
about 20 years.
There's
no statute of limitations on the big
murder.
M.
Yeah.
That's true. But it's pretty well been accepted that she had an underlying medical condition and was found the next morning in the office having passed out and literally hit her head when she fell. Why you bring that up as president of the United States in any sort of an investigatory or even not an investigatory stage, it's beyond me, other than that he's petty and he's rude.
We talked about that on a show one time. The reason that he does it is because it gets ratings. The reason the press throws up stuff like that is they get ratings. The problem and the difference is their ratings are not growing at the same rate as conservative medias are. So what he's doing is winning for him. It may not make him look presidential in your eyes. To me, I'm tired of the wimps that we've had in the past.
Well, look, then let's not be wimps, because truth be told, porn's getting better ratings than anybody.
I'm not sure where you're going with that.
Ratings, my man. If that's all
Are
it's
you
about
trying to
is
say
ratings.
porn's bad?
I didn't say that at all. I just said it's getting the best ratings.
We didn't go directly at the "you ain't black" question earlier, as far as you. Well, we did a little bit. You think it was it was a mistake on the part of the Democratic presumptive nominee, but is it disqualifying?
No, it's not disqualifying. He makes a lot of mistakes. Joe Biden's gaffes. I mean, that's a term. It runs together. Bidenizing. Those are things we're familiar with. But the difference is, it's not how he said it. You ain't black. It's what he was taking for granted. He's telling somebody with African American background that they have to vote a certain way. That kind of thing's not accepted.
I think it was not the brightest thing for him to say, but I can also tell you the comment that he made was, in my opinion anyway, it was not condescending. It was not taking black people for granted in any way, shape, or form. Look, as a trial lawyer, we used to say, it was not uncommon to say, well, you can't vote for George Bush if you're a trial lawyer. Well, why would anybody ever say that? Well, because his whole goal was tort reform and essentially putting trial lawyers out of business and reducing our income. I think the theory and the concept is, I'm the better candidate for black people, and you ain't black if you're not voting for me.
I knew a lot of trial lawyers that did think that was condescending, that didn't like being painted with the same brush. So there is some of that.
You got to tell me who, because I know most of them around here, and I know.
Seriously? Oh, yeah. You don't think there's any Republicans in that bunch?
Oh, no, there are some Republicans, but they're only Republicans because they're retired and rich.